Hello everyone, welcome to Peach on Earth Tarot. I'm going to be using these decks for this month's readings. This deck is the Lovely Omens Tarot, the Wild Unknown Tarot, the Tarot of Pagan Cats, the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards, and the Archetype cards by Carolyn Miss. A little bit about how I read the cards is that I'm more of, I would say, an intuitive reader, which means that I kind of look at the cards and see the story that they're telling me, how they interact with each other, where they want to be placed. I don't really follow a particular spread because when I pull the cards, they just kind of tell me where they want to be laid out. Sometimes that's in the same fashion as other videos, and sometimes it's completely 100% different and might not make sense to everybody, but that is how I tend to do that. I don't really do reversals. What I do is I will shuffle all of my cards upright, and if a card is meant to come out in reverse, it will come out in reverse. I also I don't tend to call out signs. And I know that bothers some people, but to me, it's just not something that I look for just because it's energy. We don't know a person's whole chart. You know, like say if you're wanting to know the signs for the other person that's coming out in a reading. We don't know their full chart. They could easily have, you know, other strong placements that we just don't know about. So it's just not something that really gets called to my attention very often. What does get called to my attention a lot is number patterns. I see a lot of numbers, so that is more what my mind sees. So that's a little bit about me. So let's go ahead and get started with the reading. Hello everyone, welcome to the Aquarius general collective reading. This reading is for anyone who is called to the Aquarius energy. You can have it as your sun sign, you can have it as your north node, you can not have it in any placements whatsoever, and you're just called to the energy. Cross watchers are also welcome. All that I ask is that if you're here watching this video, that you come with good intentions for yourself and for others. Okay, Aquarius, as I was meditating before coming on here, getting into your energy, the first thing I saw was a fire hydrant. And it was like putting out fires. You're having to put out fires is what I was getting. And then I saw like a whole scene of like, there was like a house fire, and I could see all the firemen and they were attaching the hose to the fire hydrant, and you know, I could just see the whole scene playing out. And I'm not saying you're going to have a house fire or anything. It was like more metaphorical, where there's something maybe relating to your home environment that is like kind of being like burnt to the ground. And I don't know if you're trying to salvage it. That is what it seems like. You know, everyone was like scrambling around, and so it seems like maybe you're trying to salvage something. But then after that whole scene played out, well, I guess it was kind of like still ongoing, but then it jumped to I saw a duck, specifically a white duck. And I'm not sure, you know, I just know like white means pure and whatnot, but so I didn't really know what duck stood for in the spiritual sense, so I googled it, and the first thing I clicked like the top website, and the very top, or at the very top of that website, there was a quote, and it said, it was a quote from duck itself, 222, and I said that. It was a quote from duck, and this is what the quote said. Know that you can overcome the obstacle you are currently facing by using your intuition ingenuity, and emotional detachment in your decision. End quote. So I think you're being called to maybe just let, like, you know, the ashes fall where they may, and decide how to move forward from there. Like, it's already on fire and out of control. And so I feel like you're kind of being called to, you know, move in another direction with that message that I got. So we'll see if anything comes out pertaining to that particular message, or if that was just a, you know, specific thing. Okay, can I have 1 or 2 cards for Aquarius energy, please? 1 or 2 cards for Aquarius, please. One or 2 cards for Aquarius, please. Sorry. My tripod is bent, so it never like lines up right, and it drives me crazy. Okay, 1 or 2 cards for Aquarius, please. Okay. Midas Miser. Entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, delight in sharing life's riches. Shadow attribute, hoarding money and emotions, obsessive fear of losing your wealth. Yeah, I am kind of getting that, where you might be kind of holding on, and it's like the universe has to come set it on fire in order for you to release it, you know, and embrace the fact that you have something that you can turn to gold, you know, but you're holding on to something that's preventing that from happening. And servant's on the bottom, so that kind of makes it seem like, yeah, you're like a servant to something. It's like a thought or a person or a job. Something is keeping you just, and you're clenching onto it. It's like a 4 of Pentacles energy, you know. And then it's funny too, when I look at this card, I see these like look like peacock feathers to me. And, you know, peacock is very like extravagant bird. They look very extravagant. And so, but they let those feathers out so others can see their beauty, right? So I feel like, yeah, you're kind of like in this miser energy, and it's just everything's running to the ground and you don't know what to do, and you're worried, and you just have to embrace it. You have to embrace it. Okay. Do I want to get another one of those or not? Yeah, because it could be a person or a job or something. So we're going to get one more. Or maybe you're, you know, you're either clutching onto something, or someone is clutching onto you. Or both. You both could be clutching onto each other. I mean, like I said, it doesn't have to be a person. It can be a job or an idea, or like, you know, a belief system about yourself, like something that you always thought to be true about yourself. You're starting to maybe realize is not true. You know, like a negative thought pattern. And when that happens to us, it's really scary, because you're confronting, you know, not just your reality in a new light, but also you're looking at your past and saying, well, why was I there for so long? Like, it's making you it's shining a light, and yeah, it can be hard. So I believe in you. Okay, one more card for Aquarius energy, please. One more card for Aquarius energy. Oh, I thought one was going to come out there. One more card for Aquarius energy, please. Oh, well, two more came out. Slaves at the bottom. Yeah, it's like, you guys, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. If say it's something that you've done your whole entire life, and now all of a sudden it just doesn't seem right, it's okay to change. It's okay. Okay. Networker and mediator. Someone else said mediator, I'm not sure who. Networker enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. Shadow attributes. Conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. Oh. Okay. I don't know, this seems so specific. But the first thing I'm getting is there's a person that is using their like social skills, their knowledge of people with this networker and the mediator, you know, like they're both people, energies that can work well with people. They know how to communicate what needs communicated, and sometimes it's in a negative way and sometimes it's in a positive way, you know, like a mediator, you would think they would help in a positive way, where a networker might be a little bit more shallow and on the surface. But anyway, that's besides the point. But yeah, there's a person in your environment, or you could, you know, obviously everything can always be vice versa, that is using their social skills to get what they want. Like this mediator, it's like she's manipulating the situation. They have their back turned, and she's essentially just giving them the energy that she wants them to move forward with. And I'm getting really strong, like, mom and children energy here. I just heard your mom could be a psychologist. I don't know. That's really specific, but you know, someone like that would, if they use their abilities for the negative, they could totally manipulate their children. But so I'm just getting the fact that there's someone around you. They're probably a really social person. That is kind of like being a little bit of a puppet master and keeping you kind of fearful of losing. So it says obsessive fear of losing your wealth. I feel like maybe in some situations it's like your family might have a lot of money, and you know, that's one way that they can control the people in their lives is with their money. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get some cards here let's look at Midas Miser for Aquarius, please? Can we get some 1 to 3 clarifiers for the Midas Miser for Aquarius, please? Oh, that's way too many. I know there's a glare there, I'm sorry. With all these letters here in this networker, try to stop shuffling because I'm not focused on the miser energy. With the networker, with all those letters, I feel like maybe you're finding out, like, you're going back and like looking at something. Maybe this person has passed away or something and you're finding, I don't know, letters or, you know, like that's such a stereotypical, like, romance movie, like trope where like the parents hide the letters and, you know, like that stuff. I'm not saying it's that. It's just, there's something that was kept from you and it's all like coming out because look how they're flying all through the air. So it's like something's coming out and it's making you, oh, it's shining the light. And it's like, oh my gosh. So it's like, there's something coming out with all this communication, with all these letters flying everywhere. And then it's just totally rocking your world. It's that fire thing where you're like trying to put out the fire, but there's really actually no way that you can put out the fire. You just have to let it burn to the ground and rebuild as the Midas alone. That's it. No more miser. Okay, let's get some 1 to 3 clarifiers for the Midas, please. For Aquarius. 3 of Cups. Yeah. Oh, and look, Ace of Pentacles on the bottom. That's a brand new beginning, baby. And this is like very pentacle driven here. This, you know, Midas is all about gold. And so the 3 of Cups, there's something to celebrate. It's hard to go through it. It's really hard, but it's like you're rising from the ashes, like it's the phoenix rising from the ashes. Oh man, look at this. I said that and I looked over and it's like that kind of reminds me of like the orange looks like flames and stuff. Yeah, you're learning, you're learning how to be that peacock where, you know, like you've always just felt so like, I'm getting this image where it's like even your higher self is like hunched over and it doesn't matter like how you look on the external. You can be like the most beautiful person or not, but it's like your higher self is like slunched over and just so insecure and scared, and you're like learning like, oh my gosh, I have these beautiful peacock feathers, and then you're like letting them spread open, and it's like scary at first, so you like don't do it very long, you pull them back in and do it, and then you don't do it. And I think, yeah, there's something to be celebrated here. You're embarking on your pentacle journey here. Your independent pentacle journey without the networker. Like that just felt like it's just manipulative energy. Okay, we're gonna get 1 to 3 clarifiers for the other energy for Aquarius, please. And if you're doing this, if you're trying to control someone with money, 1717 when I said that, so that could definitely be true for somebody. If you're trying to control somebody with money, stop. Why would you want to do that? That doesn't bring any good to you or to them. it makes you feel important, but you're not actually important if you're having to manipulate and control people. Just let's not. Okay. So we have 4 of Wands on the bottom here. Okay, we have Strength and the Hanged Man. 11, 12. That could mean something to someone. 11, 12. Which Strength is usually the 8 card. I don't know why it's 11 in here. Okay, hang on just a second. Let me look here. You know, okay, so honestly, it just feels like if this person is still around, if they're still in your energy, that you're going to have strength and protect yourself through this, you know, maybe kind of like go, I know it's like with this, you don't want to like be a miser or whatever, but it's like you have to like protect yourself from this person. You have to build up strength against their power over you. Because they're good. They're really, really good. And you're just beginning to see the light. Or, you know, it could be vice versa. But it's just like, because when I look at the bat on the Hanged Man, it's like they're cocooning themselves. They're protecting themselves. And they're just very snug and cozy inside their own personal space. And so I feel like that's what you have to do. You have to build up that strength and protection around yourself so this person can no longer penetrate it. Person or people, or, I mean, it could even be a job. Maybe it's like a job that makes you feel like you owe it to them for you to be there, not they should be grateful for you being there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they make you seem like, or they make it seem like they're doing you a favor by letting you work there. And that's just a bunch of baloney. Okay. Yeah, I just feel like, you really need to protect yourself against this. Because, when those came out, I did feel like the urge to place them between. Like, protecting you from this over here. So I'm going to use this one to get some more info on the networker mediator for Aquarius, please. Chariot's on the bottom. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Chariot with peacocks. You're like getting the F up out. That Chariot energy. Oh man, with that Queen of Wands, normally I don't get the Queen of Wands as like a negative thing. I mean, she definitely can be, but she was on her side too when she came out. It was like this. And so it's like they could be a fire sign, this person. And they're really dynamic and like, magnetic, and people are drawn to them, and that's why they can get people to do what they want, because the Queen of Wands is like the most magnetic woman ever. I say woman, but it's just, that feminine energy. And if they use it with it being sideways and not straight up reversed, I am getting that maybe they're like this, and it's just like in their nature, but they might not really mean negative intentions or have negative intentions, but the way that it comes across your life is in a negative way. It won't for all people, they're not like an evil person, but the way that it comes across your life is not in line with who you want to be anymore. Okay, so let's go ahead and get you some advice. Get you some advice. So, okay, never mind. Get you some advice for Aquarius, please. I keep hearing Virgo too for some reason, so I don't know if you like are a Virgo with, you know, Aquarius somewhere else in your chart, or if you have a lot of Virgo in your chart, or this person you're dealing with is Virgo. I don't know. I keep getting, like, it's not even like I'm hearing the word Virgo. It's just like I'm getting very strong Virgo energy. And it is going to be, maybe it's like Virgo season, because at the end of August is Virgo season. Virgo season begins at the end of August. So I don't know, let's see. 1 or 2 cards for advice for Aquarius, please. Got 2. On the bottom, bold, yes, be bold, Freya. Unleash your adventurous side, take risks, and be daring, dear Aquarius. Okay, so you got purification, which is like that fire energy, the phoenix, and there's a bunch of water too. You could be in a really watery energy, or you could just like have water in your chart. But with the fire hydrant and the fire hose and all this stuff, like there's a lot of water energy. But then the purification, it's like that phoenix rising from the ashes, where it's like you're born again, brand new. It's time for a cleansing detoxification of your body and mind. Yeah. And in order to do that, you have to kind of separate yourself from whoever this is to you. And then go outside. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. Okay. So you could be feeling, you know, with this whole like second wave of fear with the coronavirus and everything, which I'm not saying it's one way or another. I'm just saying there is a second wave of panic that's kind of like, it's not really bad, but it's picking up a little bit. And I feel like maybe you're just a little bit more affected because you're in this like more hermity energy right now, where you're trying to like shine a light on these things and figure it out. And so maybe you're not going outside enough. Just try to go outside at least once a day. And yeah, it'll help purify you. It'll help bring you that energy. It's so funny because you're an air sign. I'm getting, you know, the fire imagery. So fire, and then the water with the water imagery. And then I was sensing Virgo. And so maybe that means like you need to just kind of embrace that Virgo energy, which is the hermity energy. I know it's the hangman, but it's kind of like the hangman plus strength is kind of hermit to me, you know, because hermit is strong. They choose to be there. So, but then, so the go outside is like, I think you need some earth energy with that Virgo energy. You need some earth energy, and you need to go outside and just ground and absorb, you know, like just be present, feel all the senses, feel all the elements, and just, I think that'll really help you get some clarification and turn you from the miser to the Midas. Okay, so with that, I thank you, Aquarius, for being here. I thank any of your guides that have shown up for this reading, any of my guides that were present for this reading. I thank everyone who participated from the bottom of my heart. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.